If you call a real estate agent to sell your parents' house, they're going to tell you to do one thing: list it on the MLS. It's the only tool in their toolbox. But there are 5 exit strategies, and knowing the other 4 could save you tens of thousands of dollars and months of stress. Let's break them down. Hey everyone, Ryan Riggins here, founder of Riggins Strategic Solutions. I'm a licensed real estate broker, but more importantly, I'm a consumer protection advisor for families. One of the biggest and most expensive myths in real estate is that there's only one way to sell a house. You clean it, you stage it, you list it, you do showings, and you hope for the best. For many senior transitions, that is absolutely the wrong approach. My background isn't in traditional real estate. I spent years as an investor, which forced me to learn every possible way to structure a deal. Today I'm giving you the playbook that most realtors simply don't have. These are the 5 primary ways to sell a residential property. We're going to cover what they are, the pros and cons of each, and when they make sense for a senior transition. Strategy number 1, the traditional MLS listing. This is the one everyone knows. You hire an agent, they put it on the multiple listing service, and it's exposed to the open market. This is the right path when your primary goal is to achieve the absolute highest possible price. The pros: highest potential sale price, full market exposure. The cons: it's slow, often taking 60 to 90 days. It's disruptive, requiring showings and constant upkeep, and it often requires you to spend money on updates and repairs before listing. When it makes sense: when the senior has already moved out, the house is in good shape, and you have the time and energy to manage the process. Strategy number 2, the as-is cash sale. This is where you sell directly to an investor or an iBuyer like Opendoor. There are no repairs, no showings, and you can close in about as little as 7 to 21 days. This path is about maximizing speed and convenience. The pros: extremely fast, no repairs or clean out needed, certainty of a closed deal. Cons: you'll get a lower price. A fair cash offer is typically 70 to 85% of the home's after repair value minus the repair costs. When it makes sense: in a crisis situation, when the house needs major work, or when the family simply cannot handle the stress of a traditional sale. You are trading some equity for peace of mind. Okay, so most realtors know these 2. They might prefer the first one, but they're aware of the second. But this is where their knowledge usually stops. The next 3 strategies are where you can get creative and solve problems that a traditional listing can't. Strategy number 3, seller financing. With seller financing, you act as the bank. Instead of the buyer getting a mortgage from a lender, they pay you a down payment and then make monthly mortgage payments directly to you with interest. Pros: you can often get a higher sale price. You create a steady stream of monthly income, and you can sell to a much wider pool of buyers who might not qualify for a traditional mortgage. Cons: you don't get all your money up front. There's a risk the buyer could default, though you would get the house back. When it makes sense: when the senior doesn't need a large lump sum of cash immediately and would benefit from a reliable monthly income to pay for their care. This can be a fantastic wealth building tool. Strategy number 4, the lease option. This is also known as rent to own. You lease the property to a tenant for a set period, and they have the option to buy the house at a predetermined price at the end of the lease. They pay you monthly rent plus an option fee up front. Pros: you get cash flow from rent plus the non-refundable option fee. The tenant is often responsible for minor maintenance. It gives the buyer time to improve their credit to qualify for a mortgage. Cons: if the market value skyrockets, you're locked into the lower sale price. If the tenant decides not to buy, you have to start the selling process over. When it makes sense: when the market is a bit soft, or when you have a great potential buyer who just needs a year or 2 to get their financing in order. Strategy number 5, auction. This is the fastest way to sell a property at market value, but it's not for the faint of heart. There are 2 types: absolute auctions, where it sells to the highest bidder no matter the price, and reserve auctions, where you set a minimum price. Pros: extremely fast and creates a competitive environment. The sale is final with no contingencies. Cons: can be risky. An absolute auction could result in a very low price. Marketing costs can be high. When it makes sense: for unique properties that are hard to value, or when you need to guarantee a sale on a specific date, I almost always recommend a reserve auction to protect from downside risk. So, 5 strategies: a traditional listing, a cash sale, seller financing, a lease option, and an auction. Each one is a tool, and you need to use the right tool for the job. Your choice will depend on your family's specific goals around timeline, finances, and stress. In my Senior Transition Blueprint, I have an entire module dedicated to breaking down these 5 strategies with detailed checklists and calculators to help you decide. It's a 19-module course with over 90 tools to guide you through the entire transition. If you're not ready for the full blueprint, start with the free starter guide. It will help you avoid the biggest mistakes families make when they're just getting started. Link is in the description. Don't let a one-trick pony realtor dictate your family's financial future. Understand your options and choose the path that's right for you. Thanks for watching.